Hello learners! Welcome sa aking YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and click notification bell.
Magandang araw sa ating lahat! Sa araw na ito, pag-aaralan natin ang represent a quadratic function using a table of values, graph, and equation. So, para ito sa grade 9 Mathematics, first quarter. A quadratic function is a function in the form y equals ax raised to 2 plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are real number and a should not be equal to 0. So, tandaan nyo yan. In a quadratic function, a should not be equal to 0. So, the highest exponent of the independent variable of a quadratic function is 2. A quadratic function can be represented by, tatlo sila, by table of values, by equation, and by graph. So, let us make a table of values and sketch the graph of each quadratic function in the following example. Number 1, we have y equals x raised to 2 minus 2x plus 2. So, remember that the x raised to 2, this one is the quadratic term, and the negative 2x is the linear term, and 2 is the constant. So, unang gagawin natin is to kukumpletuhin natin itong table of values. Paano natin kukumpletuhin yung table of values? Magsiset tayo ng value ng x. So, ang value ng x na given dito is negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. And this is ito yung ating quadratic function. So, ang gagawin nyo lang, isusubstitute nyo isa-isa yung ating value ng x sa ating quadratic function. So, first one. Yan. So, unang gagamitin natin is yung negative 2. So, if x is equal to negative 2, then, yun nga sabi ko kanina, isusubstitute mo yung negative 2 dito sa ating quadratic function. So, we have now negative 2 raised to 2 minus 2 times negative 2 plus 2. And that is equal to negative 2 raised to 2 is 4 plus 4 plus 2. And that is equal to 10. So, if x is negative 2, then y is equal to 10. Okay? Next one tayo. What if x is equal to negative 1? If x is equal to negative 1, we have, substitute ulit yung negative 1 to our quadratic function. We have negative 1 raised to 2 minus 2 times negative 1 plus 2. So, negative 1 raised to 2 is positive 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So, magiging plus, since minus ito, magiging plus 2 na siya. Plus 2. So, 1 plus 2 plus 2, that is equal to 5. So, if x is equal to negative 1, then y is equal to positive 5. Next one. What if x is equal to 0? So, if x equals 0, we have, now, we substitute 0 to our quadratic function. So, we have 0 raised to 2 minus 2 times 0 plus 2, that is equal to 0 plus 2. So, we have y equals 2. So, if x is equal to 0, then our y is equal to 2. Next one, what if x equals positive 1? So, if x equals positive 1, we have 1 raised to 2 minus 2 times 1 plus 2. That is equal to, 1 raised to 2 is 1, minus 2 plus 2. That is equal to positive 1. So, our y is positive 1. So, if x is equal to 1, then y is equal to 1. Next one, x equals positive 2. So, if x equals positive 2, we have now 2 raised to 2 minus 2 times 2 plus 2. So, if you're going to solve that, that will become 2 raised to 2 is 4, minus 2 times 2, that is minus 4 plus 2. So, 4 minus 4 plus 2, that is equal to 2. That is equal to 2. So, if x is equal to 2, then y is also 2. So, meron na tayong table of values. So, ito na yung ating table of values. Di ba, represent natin yung quadratic function using table of values, graph, and equation. So, next na gagawin natin is to sketch the graph. So, this is our table of values. We're going to plot first. Ipa-plot natin itong coordinates. So, first coordinates, x is negative 2 and the y is 10. So, where is negative 2? Ito yung negative 2 natin in the x-axis. Tapos, yung y-axis natin ay 10. So, this is negative 2 and then magbibilang tayo ng 10 pataas since this is our y is positive. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, nandito yung unang point natin. Yan. So, that is the coordinate negative 2, 10. Next one, negative 1 and 5. Where is negative 1 in the x-axis? Dito. Positive 5 ay nandito. So, our second, yung place ng second coordinate natin ay dyan. So, that is negative 1 and 5. Next one, 0 and 2. So, nandito yung 0 and 2. Next is 1 and 1. Yan. So, dito yung 1 natin ng x-axis natin. Tapos, dito naman yung sa y. So, yan yung midpoint niya. Kaya, dyan yung kanyang point. So, that is 1, 1. Next one, 2, positive 2 and positive 2. Yan. So, pagkatapos nating may plot, ganyan na yung kanyang graph. Una nang naipakita yung kanyang graph. So, this is the graph of our quadratic function. So, if this is our this is our table of values, this is the graph. The equation naman is x squared minus 2x plus 2. So, na-represent na natin yung ating quadratic function using the table of values, the graph, and equation. So, sa graph na ito, yan yung vertex. Dito yung vertex. 1 and 1. Okay? Next one, we have y equals negative 3x raised to 2. So, we need to complete this table of values. For the values of x, we have negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. Ganun ulit yung gagawin natin. Isa-substitute natin yung mga value ng x doon sa ating quadratic function to find the value of y. Para meron tayong coordinate. Pagkatapos nun, yung mga coordinates natin, ipa-plot natin sa Cartesian coordinate plane para mag-graph natin. Ma-sketch natin yung graph ng quadratic function na ito. So, first one, what if we have x equals negative 2? If x is equal to negative 2, substitute lang natin. We have now negative 3 times negative 2 raised to 2. Negative 2 raised to 2 is equal to 4 times negative 3, that is negative 12. So, if x is equal to negative 2, y now is equal to negative 12. Yan. Next. Negative 1. So, if x equals negative 1, we have negative 3 times negative 1 raised to 2. That will become positive 1. Times negative 3, we have negative 3. So, if x equals negative 1, then y is equal to negative 3. Next. What if x equals 0? Substitute ulit. We have now negative 3 times 0 raised to 2. That is 0. So, y is equal to 0. So, if x is 0, y is equal to 0. What if x equals 1? Substitute ulit. We have negative 3 times 1 raised to 2. So, we have negative 3 times 1, that is equal to still negative 3. So, if x equals 1, then y is equal to negative 3. Next one, 2. What if x equals 2? Ay, nakitan. So, we have negative 3 times 2 raised to 2. So, 2 raised to 2 is 4 times negative 3, that is negative 12. So, if x equals 2, then y equals negative 12. And then, next one is sketch na natin. Yan. So, kung nakikita nyo, nandyan na yung graph niya. Papakita ko lang kung bakit nabuo yung kanyang graph. So, next, first na ipa-plot natin dyan is the negative 2 and negative 12. So, nandito siya. Because negative 2 ay nandito, negative 12 nandun. Negative 2 and negative 12, nandito siya. Next, negative 1 and negative 3. Yun. Dito siya sa left part kasi negative. So, negative 1 and negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So, nandito yung ating negative 1 and negative 3. Next one, 0, 0. So, nandun siya. Next one, 1 and negative 3. So, positive 1 and negative 3 nandito. Next one, 2 and negative 12. So, the x is positive 2, the y is negative 12. Kaya nandito siya. So, kaya nabuo yung graph natin na yan. So, yan naman ang kanyang vertex. Nasa 0, 0. So, na-represent na natin yung quadratic function natin using the table of values and graph. And the equation is negative 3x raised to 2 equals 0. So, the graph of a quadratic function is parabola. Yan, parabola yung mga yan. Yung shape na yan, ang tawag dyan ay parabola. Ganyan ang graph ng isang quadratic function. So, tandaan nyo kapag sinabi natin quadratic function, parabola ang kanyang graph. So, if the quadratic term is positive, or yung ating ax raised to 2, this is our quadratic term. Kapag positive yan, then the graph opens upward. So, sa example natin kanina, yung number 1, positive yung kanyang quadratic term. That's why the graph opens upward. So, what if the quadratic term is negative naman? The graph opens downward naman kapag negative yung ating quadratic term. Okay?